Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In part 1, we followed the incredible early life of Henry Royce, a boy who grew up in poverty, who was forced to leave school at just 9 years old, and who eventually turned his obsession with engineering and perfection into his very first automobile. But Henry had a problem. He had built an extraordinary car, but he didn't know how to sell it. And somewhere else in England, another man was searching for something equally extraordinary. A man who had wealth, business connections, a passion for automobiles, and very high standards. His name was Charles Stewart Rolls. One man knew how to build the car, the other knew how to take it to the world. But they had never met until one day, May 4th, 1904, inside Manchester's famous Midland Hotel. Their paths finally crossed, and neither man could have imagined that this single meeting would eventually create one of the most famous names in automotive history, Rolls-Royce. To understand why this partnership became so powerful, we first need to understand Charles Rolls. Unlike Henry Royce, Charles came from wealthy British family. He was educated at Eton and later studied mechanical science at Cambridge. But Charles was not simply a wealthy businessman. He was fascinated by machines and automobiles. At a time when cars were still considered strange, unreliable machines, Charles was already fascinated by their future. He drove them, he raced them, he studied them, and eventually he entered the automobile business. But there was one problem. Charles has driven many cars, yet he didn't one that truly impressed him. He wanted something different, something refined, something reliable. Something that could prove that a British automobile could compete with the best car in the world. Found, and then he heard about an engineer named Henry Royce. The name who helped bring these two worlds together was Henry Edmunds. Edmunds has seen Royce automobile and immediately recognized the quality of Royce engineering. He also knew Charles Royce, so he decided to introduce them, and that decision would become one of the most important introductions in automotive history. On May 4, 1904, Henry Royce met Charles Royce at Midland Hotel in Manchester. Think about the situation. Royce, a self-made engineer who had spent many years obsessing every machines, and Royce, a wealthy businessman who was searching for the perfect automobile. They were completely different men, but they had one thing in common. They both wanted the best. When the Charles Royce first saw Royce's automobile, he didn't simply look at it. He examined it, the engineering, the construction, the mechanical details, everything. Then came the most important test. He drove it, and the car made an impression. He was smooth, he was quiet, he was beautifully engineered. And most importantly, he had something Charles had been searching for: quality. For Royce, this automobile was the result of years of engineering experience. For Royce, it represented a business opportunity. Charles realized that if Royce could build cars like this, he could sell them. And that's when the idea of partnership began to take shape. Henry Royce had something Charles Royce didn't have: engineering genius. He understood machines down to the smallest component. He wanted everything to be stronger, smoother, quieter, and more reliable. But Charles Royce had something Royce did not have: business vision. He understood customers, he understood the automobile market, and he knew how to introduce a new product to wealthy buyers. Royce would build the car, Royce would sell them. It was almost as if the two men were missing the exact piece the other possessed, and together they could create something neither could have built alone. Their automobile would carry a combined name: Rolls-Royce. Rolls from Charles Royce, Royce from Henry Royce. At first, it was simply the name of new automobile partnership. Nobody could have known what that name could eventually represent: luxury, engineering, prestige, craftsmanship, and an obsession with perfection. But there was still one thing missing. They needed to turn their partnership into a real company. The partnership began in 1904, but 2 years later, a much bigger step was taken. On March 15, 1906, Rolls-Royce Limited was officially incorporated. Now, Rolls-Royce was not simply two men working together. It was a proper automobile company, and the company's ambition was incredibly bold. They didn't want to build an average car, they didn't even want to build a good car, they wanted to build the best motor car in the world. And Henry Royce was the perfect man for that mission, because to Henry, good enough was never enough. But there was another important person helping shape the young companies. His name was Claude Johnson. Johnson was closely connected with Charles Royce and became an important figure in the company's business and marketing. While Royce focused heavily on engineering and Rolls focused on sales, Johnson helped turn the company into a powerful business and helped build its public image. The three men brought different strengths to the company: engineering, business, marketing, and together, Rolls-Royce began building a reputation for something the automobile industry desperately needed: trust. Customers did not simply want an expensive car, they wanted a car that could depend on, and Rolls-Royce wanted to give them exactly that. And Rolls-Royce continued developing its automobile. Henry Royce remained extremely demanding. He was not interested in simply producing more cars. He wanted to improve every detail. Every component had to work properly. Every mechanical part had to be tested. Every weakness had to be corrected, because Royce believed that if something could be improved, it should be improved. This philosophy became the foundation of the Rolls-Royce reputation. The company was not trying to win the flashy designs. He wanted to win through engineering, through reliability, through refinement, and through one simple idea: build the best. By now, Rolls-Royce had a name, it had a company, it had customers, and it had a growing reputation. But Henry Royce was not satisfied, because building a successful automobile company was not enough. He wanted to create a car that would completely change the way people looked at Rolls-Royce, a company that could prove once and for all that Rolls-Royce was not simply another automobile manufacturer. It was something different, something extraordinary, and Henry Royce was about to begin work on one of the most important cars in automotive history. Its official designation was 4050 horsepower, but the world would eventually give it a much more famous name: the Silver Ghost. So, two completely different men had finally met. Henry Royce had the engineering genius, Charles Royce had the business vision. Together, they created a company whose name would eventually become synonymous with luxury. But their greatest achievement was still ahead of them, because the world had not yet seen the automobile that would transform Rolls-Royce from a promising young company into a legend, a car famous for its extraordinary reliability, its incredible refinement, and its ability to travel thousands of miles while proving what Rolls-Royce engineering could really achieve. The 4050 horsepower, the legendary Silver Ghost. And that's where the next chapter begins. So if you want to discover how the Silver Ghost earned its legendary reputation and help establish Rolls-Royce as the best car in the world, do not miss part 3. Make sure like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notification, because the next chapter where the Rolls-Royce legend truly. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next part. Bye bye.